You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 55. I'm Nicholas Prom.
And I'm Jeff Barnhart.
Today we're going to start with Detective Comics number 463. The lead story is Death Web, written by Jerry Conway, with art by Ernie Chan and Frank McLaughlin.
Your average mediocre Batman story. I don't know what to. I don't know what to say. Batman goes in these gangs is having a meeting at
like a boxing ring?
In a boxing ring, like they always do, I guess.
Sure.
And Batman jumps in and beats the crap out of everybody.
Yay!
And the guy he's chasing, it was a pimp guy.
Yeah, he definitely looks like the stereotypical.
Slinky Hamilton, is that the one?
Could be.
Yeah. Yep, it's Slinky.
Yeah.
With awful pants.
Yeah.
And he's blown up by this other guy.
Yeah.
who's so what's going on? So we had this desultory mystery, and
yeah. There's a Punisher style vigilante operating in Gotham now. This guy's the Black Spider, and he's rubbing out all these gang members that Batman's trying to get information out of to bust up a crime ring or something like that. But Black Spider is kind of getting away of Batman's plans. And then he meets Black Spider, and got a cool costume on this guy.
Yeah, and he is a bad guy Batman, because he is a vigilante.
Yeah, but he's kind of Punisher style. He kills people, and he uses a gun. But he has a pretty cool fight with Batman.
He's really good. Well, Batman is not on his game because he was wounded, and he's not fighting very well.
Right.
I kind of like it when superheroes are wounded.
Well, yeah, I think it happens a lot. Like Daredevil hurts his arm or his ankle, because he doesn't have any physical superpowers. It's all sensory. So, that kind of thing happens too. So this is pretty cool. I mean, it ends on a cliffhanger, but
he's about to be hit by an airplane.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But yeah, Death Web. It ends with the Black Spider having the upper hand. But pretty cool. I mean, neat character. I'd like to see more with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look to see. Do we?
No, not in our current run of stuff. We're actually almost finished with our Batman cycle for now.
Okay.
But there's a backup story. It's called Crimes by Calculation, and it's the Atom fighting the Calculator. The story is written by Bob Rozakis with art by Mike Grell and Terry Austin.
This is when calculators just came out, and they were huge.
Yeah.
They're like the size of a small phone book, almost. And they were about $200 or $300, and all they could do is add, subtract, multiply, and divide. But they were really cool, and everybody was, wow. And then 5 years later, I bought one $12, and it was on my wristwatch.
Yeah.
It was just like, but the calculator calculates crimes, and then I don't know, he's got some nefarious scheme, and we'll see this because we got another story.
Another backup story in another issue.
And,
What's the main plot of this with he fights the Atom? How do they meet?
There's this guy who got an earthquake machine who can detect earthquakes before they happen, and Calculator wants to kill him. And
okay.
I'm not sure why.
Does he maybe want the machine to steal and...
No.
He just wants to kill the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was confused-acated. But he gives Adam a run for the money. Calculator has this thing on his head with computer lettering says, "Oh, you'll die today."
Yeah, because he has a calculator on his chest that he enters information with. It's pretty interesting.
Just like we do now.
Right.
But Adam beats him up, sends him to jail, and Calculator's laughing maniacally in jail.
He's pleased. This is a series. Let me tell you the story with the Calculator. There's a series of backup stories that ran throughout Detective Comics this year. The year this was published, I don't remember, it was 1970 something. We can look here. actually.
Oh.
That was 76.
76.
So 76 and probably 77, these calculator stories run. And the calculator's plan was he wanted to engage in like a battle with each member of the Justice League and then calculate, by entering data from that fight, they wouldn't be able to beat him again. So it was a long, a slow burn plan to be able to beat the Justice League later.
That's fascinating, although they needed a better villain.
Yeah, actually, he won a popularity poll at that the year that these came out. This was people really grabbed on this idea. He actually won as best new villain.
I think okay, he must not have aged well.
No, now he's an information broker. He doesn't wear a costume. He's just they've used him, but he went away for a long time. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Okay. We have another Batman.
This is Detective Comics number 465. The lead story is The Best Kept Secret in Gotham City, written by David V. Reed, art by Ernie Chan and Frank Giacoya.
Oh, these guys are trying to get Batman's identity. But we get a flashback that Batman talked to the commissioner and told him, if you're held and being tortured, tell them my real name is Neil Merrick.
Yeah. And so Bruce Wayne set up this fake office and this fake identity to be like a double blind sort of for a secret identity.
Secretary. So
yeah. Who apparently answers the phone for nobody. Mm-hmm. So it's is he randomly making calls or having people call into an office that doesn't really exist? She must not have much work.
Right.
And
I don't know, is she in on it?
No way.
Probably not.
Yeah. So
because
here's the thing, if she's just a receptionist and not an office manager, then it's easy. Mm-hmm. All she's got to do is take calls and take messages.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she takes messages for other people too. So.
Maybe.
But the receptionist touches a switch mm-hmm. when someone asks for Neil Merrick.
Mm-hmm.
And which means that Batman can never use this Neil Merrick persona again. He has got to think of a new one.
Well, right. If Neil Merrick is exposed or something like that. But it's a pretty good plan.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, keeping a secret identity would be the hardest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the resources to set up this kind of thing, it would totally make sense. You'd have to be a billionaire playboy to have a secret identity and successfully.
You could do it on the cheap, but it's really hard. I think I told you I went by an assumed name to the YMCA.
Yeah, I think you did.
And Manor is just hard because you answer to your name.
Right.
And another name you're not listening for.
But spies do this kind of crap all the time.
I know. How do they do it?
Powers. They're trained.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how they train.
I don't know.
But that's cool. So once the message is out that Neil Merrick is asked for, Batman puts up a card on a community bulletin board and some kind of code, and he that tells his people to look out for them and see what's going on. And
yeah,
and this woman is doing it, and this guy's about to mug her, and she beats the crap out of him.
It kind of reminds me of Sherlock Holmes' network of homeless children or orphans or whatever.
Baker Street Irregulars, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. But there we go again. Batman goes around beating up people and trying to find out who it is. And, of course, he finds out.
Because he's Batman.
Mm-hmm. And rescues the commissioner.
Oh, that's right, because Commissioner Gordon, that's right, had been kidnapped. And they were like, hey, who is Batman?
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's okay. Mm.
That's right, because it was just okay. But that's right. He set up the identity so that, because Jim Gordon didn't know who Batman was.
Right.
So it's so they wouldn't kill him for not knowing. He could give up a name.
I've read a Batman where he's saying, you seriously think that, he's saying to himself, you seriously think I don't know who you are? And should I tell him? It's nah. So,
that's interesting.
That's a newer one, but it's Commissioner Gordon. I like Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, I like him a lot too. He's a great character. They developed him really well in the Bronze Age and onward, I think. In the Silver Age, he's just kind of like somebody to talk to at the police station. He's the guy, your contact there, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's definitely become a three-dimensional character and very interesting.
Yeah.
So the backup story, we've got the elongated plague. Yes, it's the elongated man against the calculator, and written again by Bob Rozakis, art by Ernie Chan and Terry Austin.
Oh, there's a newspaper guy, which I never. Have you ever seen a newspaper?
A newsie?
Yeah.
No, it's an anachronism.
Yeah.
I
wonder when it ended.
I don't know. Probably. I don't know if it happened after World War II.
Yeah, I don't know, but it'd be great. Get your paper here, extra. Batman kills somebody or something.
Batman
I would
kills
love
somebody.
to see that, or
Yeah, but yeah, that would be cool. I mean, if the newspaper was a thing anymore, if the internet hadn't happened.
Well, I
we
was
wouldn't
around
be
in the 70s. I never saw that, and they're not doing it in New York now. So
yeah, it's a different time.
Mm-hmm. And for good and bad.
Yeah.
Well, so Elongated Man is hanging out with his girlfriend, and he's in costume, which is interesting.
Yeah, and he doesn't keep a secret identity. Ralph and Sue Dibney, they're public folks.
Yeah.
And the calculator picks a fight with him outside of this Comic Con.
He plays a newsie.
Yeah.
And the Elongated Man's bulge out, literally.
Oh, his eyes?
Yeah. Oh, does the cartoon guy
every Tex Avery cartoon.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and the calculator shoots these light beams and doesn't really affect Elongated Man, so it says, nothing's wrong. So he goes into the Comic Con thing, and I think this is I don't know, is it a love letter to the Comic Con fans, or is it?
Oh yeah, and I notice like certain people you see at the con are certain people that work at DC Comics. Mm-hmm. Like I'm pretty sure that's Denny O'Neil and that's Marie Severin, for example.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Marie Severin wasn't working at DC at that time. She was still at Marvel. Okay, but Julie Schwartz is in one panel.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool. Who's Superman?
That's Julie Schwartz. See, his Superman's belt buckle says
JS. Wow,
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So, Elongated Man has this plague of everyone he touches or gets near turns into elongated people.
Yeah.
Which is unpleasant. You don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, totally.
Man, that'd be kind of cool to be Elongated Man, though.
It's a cool ability. It doesn't really explain how Calculator was able to do that to people.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, so the Comic Con people get really mad because you can't turn it off, so they beat him up and
beat up Elongated Man. Yeah,
that's really funny. So then Elongated Man sees Calculator and says, "Hey, he's the guy who's causing trouble." So Elongated Man elongates Calculator and then makes him turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he beats him up and sends him to jail. And he couldn't be more thrilled.
And next time he's going to go for the Green Arrow. Last time he was going after
Black Canary, the issue in between. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The first two Batmans were kind of meh. It was okay. Now we've hit gold. These are great.
Okay.
Sign of the Joker.
All right.
I loved it.
Let me give it. Yes, this is Detective Comics number 476, Sign of the Joker, written by Steve Englehart, with art by Marshall Rogers and Terry Austin. These two had a short but very celebrated run on Batman, and with good reason. This is the second part of a two-parter. The Joker has poisoned all the fish in Gotham Bay with Joker venom, and so they all have that Joker smile. And then he wants to get a copyright on the fish, and so he can get money from it. But you can't copyright a living thing, and so the Joker is systematically killing people who are preventing that from happening, like who work in the copyright office or whatever, until his demands are met. What a great Joker plan.
Yeah, it is weird. I have seen the Joker fish before and says, "What is up with that?" And I have no idea. Yep. So, Oh, so one of the commissioners is he's going to be killed. So Batman dresses him up like Batman.
Right,
So,
and then Batman is hidden in like he's in disguise as a plainclothes cop. The guy who's to be killed, his cat drags in a Joker fish, and then the cat is poisoned by Joker venom, and then the cat bites or scratches the guy dressed as Batman, and he's killed. And Batman's like, well, crap, that didn't work, so we I gotta go find the Joker.
yep, and then he meets Hugo Strange.
That's right, Hugo Strange, who is a ghost at
Yeah,
this time.
I don't know.
He's not actually
I'll
a
have
ghost. It's a fake with holograms.
right.
He has the reports of his death were greatly exaggerated.
But it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. And Hugo Strange in this issue uses holograms to get revenge on Boss Thorne, who had put a hit on him.
Mm-hmm.
And the hologram makes Boss Thorne go nuts, have a car crash, and he ends up in the nut house at the end of the issue.
Yeah.
So
we see Joker making plans, and oh, what if no one eats fish anymore? Vegetarians will starve. And so he says, "Well, I'll do cattle instead of Joker burgers."
yeah.
Outrageous. I don't like the way Joker's drawn here.
No.
No.
Okay.
But everything else is well drawn, and it's really dark and but well done, not too dark. Yes, and man, so Silver St. Cloud
is Bruce Wayne's girlfriend. She's Batman's girlfriend.
And she knows she's Batman's girlfriend,
mm-hmm.
but
or
Batman doesn't know that.
Yeah,
yet.
she knows he's Batman. Silver St. Cloud. She's like, do I stay with Bruce? Do I confront him about I know he's Batman? Mm-hmm. She hitchhikes and gets picked up by Rupert Thorne, and
what a coincidence.
Yeah, and then all that stuff I told you happened after Thorne kicks her out of the car for like defending Batman.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, everybody knows you're a corrupt, you're taking graft and you're a mob boss, Thorne.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the story, the Joker
he
story.
Doesn't, yeah. So they got another commissioner. He's a target. So Joker dresses up like a policeman.
Mm-hmm. And he's got an acid squirting badge, which is awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, I do like the way he dresses.
Oh yeah, the purple pinstripes. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
So he's discovered by Batman, and then their fight is on. Joker's on the run.
Fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's in the rain, and they're going up fire escapes and stuff. This is great.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know if they leave. Do they leave I-beams hanging up in the air in real life in it's rain? So
You would think they'd set it on the ground or something. But yeah, there's a building that's under construction, and of course Joker goes out on there, and he's on an I-beam fighting Batman. And does he knock Batman off, and then the beam gets hit by lightning?
Yeah.
And then Joker falls into Gotham Bay.
Mm-hmm. Is Joker dead?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Since
but it's pretty nice. Batman kisses Silver. So that's kind of cool.
And I think at the end it's like they realize that the relationship can't work out, and then Batman's sad.
Mm-hmm. But I would like to read more of this series. It's really good.
Yeah.
Sign of the Joker.
Yeah.
When was it done? 1978.
Yeah. So we have the very next issue, Detective Comics number 477, and the story is The House That Haunted Batman, written by Len Wein. Art by Marshall Rogers and Dick Giordano.
Yeah, Thorne, we saw him getting attacked by Hugo Strange, and I thought he was killed, but no, he was told to confess, and now he's in the loony bin.
Yeah, confessing to all his crimes. So that's the end of Boss Thorne as a mob boss, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Batman comes across this haunted house.
Right. Who is he fighting? Dr. Zenzen?
Yeah, but that's not revealed till later.
Oh, yeah. But, it's some really horrible stuff going on. He's at his funeral, and Superman says bad things about him.
Yeah.
And Robin hates him. And so he's stuck into a little chamber, and he's being crushed. And
Yeah,
Oh,
it's all
man.
this mind games. It's like weird, deadly traps, and Doctor Zin Zin is basically like a Doctor Fu Manchu
Mm-hmm.
type of villain. And I could have swore this art was by Neil Adams, but it's not. It's Marshall Rogers.
Hmm.
Um,
Well drawn.
yeah,
But so Superman escapes.
Batman.
Oh my God, what's going on with me?
You just got
I,
Superman on the brain.
I
I'm gonna
know.
have to dig it. Man, you didn't want to take that Superman break. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
I'll have to dig back
So
out those.
yeah, Batman escapes, and then Zen Zen sends his deadly dozen or after him, and of course Batman wins.
As Batman does.
Hmm. So it's pretty good story.
Yeah. Now Robin was in the story, but it wasn't the real Robin.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think Zin Zin had captured Robin as well.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so
And had a nefarious trap. Well, that's not a. I don't know, kind of goofy. If he's bounced up and down this tube, and he bounces 100 times, it blows up, and
yeah,
that's
that's
I don't know.
different.
So now at the very end, this old bum is being attacked by apparently Clayface 3.
Yeah, the third clay feast, and that would have was Prentice or Preston Payne or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, there were 3, I think even eventually 4 clay faces, but yeah. So that's it for Batman at least.
Yeah. Well, we ended on a good note. That was good.
Yeah, definitely. I think next week we'll have a few more Batmans, and then we'll be done with Batman for a while. We've got Fantastic Four number 213. The story is In Final Battle, written by Marv Wolfman, art by John Byrne and Joe Sinnott.
Yeah. Oh, now Reed is old, very old.
Something has made Reed and made all of the Fantastic Four age except for Johnny. Even Ben is old. You can't tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think Sue is like comatose. She's like practically dead because they're so old. Herbie the Robot is in this issue too.
Oh, yeah.
But that's cool. I like Herbie.
Okay, he's not irritating like a lot of little robots.
Yeah.
I don't like Tweaky or something like that. It doesn't say.
Yeah.
So the Sphinx and Galactus is fighting each other, and that's a battle titans.
Yeah, and of course the Fantastic Four are fighting Terrax, who is Galactus' new herald.
Mm-hmm. And he's a bad guy too.
Oh yeah, he's nasty. He was like Terrax was before he became Terrax, he was Tyros the Terrible, a tyrant who ruled this world with an iron fist. And Galactus was like, I'll get a guy who's like this ruthless and evil to be my herald, and he'll be eager to find worlds for me to devour. So it's kind of
good plan.
It is a good plan, except Terrax, eventually rebelled against Galactus because he just wanted to be on his own, I think.
Yeah.
But whatever.
All right. The Sphinx and Galactus have a really good battle.
And a lot of good banter between them. It was very similar to the fight with Galactus and the High Evolutionary.
Indeed.
But in this time, man, the Sphinx gets it handed to him.
Yeah. Although Galactus, you see expressions in his face.
Yeah.
And like he's in pain or really, really mad. Usually he's just annoyed at everybody.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's a little more emotive.
Yeah, I wonder I guess the one before, Sphinx really did something bad to him or something because he's mad.
Yeah. Well, and he's just like, how dare you, think that you're going to stop me? Like Sphinx is pretty powerful, and I think he's underestimated the level of, Galactus' power. So.
Mm-hmm. We have an advertisement for ABC TV cartoons. Plastic Man and His Friends. One of the worst cartoons, Mighty Man and Yuck, the ugly dog. The dog wears a dog house on his head, and when he takes it off, people will scream and run.
And I remember that Plastic Man cartoon being pretty stupid as well.
Yeah, Fang Face, and introducing Fang Puss. And Rickety Rocket, which I'd never seen before. Oh, and the best, Scooby and Scrappy Doo.
Bah humbug. But in this advert, it's because it's one of those showing the whole Saturday morning lineup for, was it ABC?
Mm-hmm.
It does have Super Friends and the Spider-Woman animated series.
Mm-hmm.
which only one season, but that's a fun cartoon. That's a cool show.
Is it? Okay, I never saw it. I love Super Friends though.
Yeah.
Although some of them irritated me, but Marvin was irritating.
I think Super Friends was really good in like the last few seasons. Like once it got to the late '70s when they did like challenges of the Super Friends where they fought the Legion of Doom, that's really good. And then Super Friends Galactic Guardians in the age where they fought like Darkseid and all the minions of Apocalypse.
Oh, I never saw those.
Yeah.
I'm just Marvin and the Wonder Dog. I despise.
Yeah, they're lame.
Yuck.
Yeah. Or was it Gleek, the monkey?
Is there a monkey?
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah. All right. So, what's his name? Terrax.
Terrax. Yeah.
He's beating up the thing, and poor Reed is about to die. So, Reed has the robot take thing back to the Baxter building.
Mm-hmm.
And Reed's got a plan.
He always has a plan.
Mm-hmm. But
that's what I like about Reed.
But Johnny Storm, he has a good plan too. So he heats up Terrax.
Yeah.
So Terrax has got ready for heat, and now not bothered by heat at all. So he blasts this tube that contains liquid oxygen.
Yeah.
And freezes him. Not that bad. Pretty cool.
Plus extreme temperatures, that's also a really good, thing. It's pretty clever for Johnny. Yeah.
His expression of Galactus, he's looking with a sneer. You don't see him sneer that much.
Well, because he's like, well, I sure showed you, Sphinx, like, because the Sphinx was pretty bold in thinking he was going to defeat Galactus.
Yeah. Oh, well, he learned his lesson.
The hard way.
Big time.
Yeah, so Herbie the Robot gets Ben back to the Baxter building, and, yeah, boy,
fixes him up.
Boy, and the Sphinx is just toast.
Yeah.
Galactus takes away also the source of Sphinx's power, so he's basically just a regular guy now.
Mm-hmm. And sends him back in the time to Egypt.
Yeah.
And makes him live his life over again. So I guess he gets the jewel again, has to live 5,000 years. Yeah. And he thinks this is an awful punishment. So I don't know that's that bad.
Well, I don't know. Would you want to go back in time 5,000 years and have to live all that again? I mean, I don't know.
It depends on the life.
Yeah, maybe it sucks then. I don't know.
Hey, go at that girl you wanted to go with in high school.
But here's the thing. Knowing what it was like to be the Sphinx and then having to go back to be immortal, or sort of, and have to live all that time again.
Is he going to have to live it as a mortal, but it's a long-living mortal? Oh.
I don't know. A powerless but immortal? I don't know. It's Galactus. What do you expect? The Watcher shows up, too.
And who is this dead person? Death? The death person.
I think it's Death. I think.
And the Watcher actually, he's messing with the Prime Directive again.
Yeah, he's not supposed to interfere, but he helps out the Fantastic Four sometimes. Like he originally gave them the Ultimate Nullifier, which was the weapon that the only thing that could defeat Galactus. And that's how they sent him away from Earth the first time they encountered him.
Right. And Reed gets his Galactic Nullifier, but it's not anything but a shell. So he bluffs Galactus
into leaving.
And he can only bluff him because a Watcher is reading Reed's mind. Right. So that makes Galactus unable to read his mind.
Which is weird. How only one person could read someone's mind at a time?
I don't know. Hey, it's the Watcher.
Yeah. So the Watcher didn't really do anything, wink, wink, but he able to help them. Yeah. So they had the fake Ultimate Nullifier, and then
Galactus leaves and Reed dies. Apparently.
Well, yeah, but no, we didn't.
Okay.
But so anyway, the next issue we've got is Fantastic Four number 221. The story is Tower of Crystal, Dreams of Glass.
Oh.
Written and illustrated by John Byrne. Inked by Joe Sinnott.
Not a bad story. There's this big, huge crystal near the North Pole.
I think so, yeah.
And it's surrounded by little bitty aliens who are actually kind of robots.
Yeah, they're like plastic androids. And they can kind of like join together and be like a big thing or be smaller.
Or be but they can match each of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Like a strong guy attacks the thing, and then some kind of bird attacks Johnny Storm.
Yeah, it looks like a big black manta ray.
Pretty cool looking too.
Yeah.
Sue is actually doing all the heavy work here. She goes down and and she sees where they have it. There's a spaceship.
Mm-hmm. And she meets these aliens.
Right, and who were tragically misunderstood.
Yeah, they were benevolent. They were these machines that are fighting the Fantastic Four. They're just there to protect them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the world's polarity switched 500,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't leave. So they're trying to figure out how to leave, and they didn't know they was hurting everybody.
Right, by trying to switch the polarity again, because there were no sentient life on Earth when they showed up.
Yep, and not a bad story.
Yeah. So the Fantastic Four helped them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. Goofy looking aliens, but that's okay.
Typical bug-eyed monster, it's cool.
I don't know about typical, but
fairly.
Got a little in-house ad for Marvel Comics Group's Fun and Games. Oh, I don't know. It has the superheroes talking about the magazine, and Hulk says, "Next time Hulk gets lost in a maze in Fun and Games, Hulk will smash." Oh, that thing says, "I sleep." Oh, I don't know. Have you ever seen one of these?
I've seen these ads and stuff. I'm just kind of like, it's like an activity book. It's just, Marvel whoring out for, anything they can put their name on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, because I don't think of comic books necessarily as like little kid stuff. Little like things like that are kind of, right. There's a dissonance there for me.
There's a great scene where they pick up the spaceship, and the thing is carrying it around, just massively huge spaceship, and it's just a really cool scene. You can you can feel how weighty it is.
Yeah,
I like that.
And Reed's helping them repair some of their equipment and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. Yep. So it ends happily. There is a Twinkie alert.
Oh.
Incredible Hulk versus the Roller Disco Devils. This gang of roller disco devils are skating around, listening to the boom boxes, and terrorizing everybody.
Man, it sounds like they're worse than the Yancey Street Gang.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, and Hulk goes out and he wraps them up in pavement.
Yeah. And cripples them all.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, he rolls up the street and wraps them up.
Good.
I like it.
But we see Hulk eating fruit pie.
Nice.
So it ends happily.
Yay.
All right, well, that was a good one.
So yes, we have next Fantastic Four number 227. The story is The Brain Parasites, written by Doug Munch, with art by Bill Sienkiewicz and Bruce Patterson.
Yeah, it's this mysterious object falls to Earth in a lake. A Hulk runs by to see what's up, and later on gets turned into a pterodon. Pterodon? Yeah.
You can say pteranodon or pterodactyl, same thing.
No, they're two different animals.
Okay.
Pteranodon, I guess. Right?
Sure.
No, that's what they say here. So
here's the thing: it's just like Brontosaurus, Apatosaurus, same thing.
No, there is no such thing as Apatosaurus. It's Brontosaurus.
Okay, well then I refuse to say pteranodon. I say pterodactyl.
Oh, but this is two different.
They are pterosaurs. It's a pterosaur. Can we go there? Okay.
All right. The Fantastic Four go on a fishing trip.
Yeah.
Oh man, and the thing is loaded for bear to go fish, and that's kind of cool.
If he's loaded for bear, then he's equipped incorrectly.
Oh no.
But yeah, as they are flying in the Fantastic Car to go fishing, this pterodactyl attacks them, and they fight it.
Yeah, and there's this parasite.
Yeah, it's an alien parasite that turned that hawk into this pteranodon.
Yeah. And
in their fight, it just exploded.
Right.
It like self-destructed.
Mm-hmm. But they found a pterodon. They parasite.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's a dog that gets hit by that, and he turns into like a wolf-like creature.
Yeah. And they manage to save the dog in time so it doesn't explode.
Mm-hmm. But the animals are going after oil, not blood.
Yeah.
which is odd. Oh, so they send down the thing with the scuba gear, and Reed is using his arms to hold him.
Mm-hmm.
So they find the what's happening with the this egg.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gets attacked by this leech.
Yeah, it's like an eel or a leech got turned
Mhm.
into a big monster.
And the nice little set of panels where you see the progression of a parasite up um, Sue's backside.
Yeah.
And it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, and then it turns her into like a cave woman basically.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's a
Turns.
there's a guy that's a friend of theirs while that's up in a cabin while they're up helping them, and he turns into a cave monster. They're able to save him and Sue, which is good.
Hmm. But yeah, nice little story.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just have these one and done issues.
Cool in-house ad for Doctor Strange, conjured by Roger Stern and Frank Miller.
Nice, that's an interesting combination.
Hmm.
I like Roger Stern, so it would be Frank Miller doing the art and Roger Stern is writing it then.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well done, well done.
Cool.
I like Frank Miller. So.
Yeah.
So they solve the problem as they always do.
Twinkie alert.
Yes, indeed.
Daredevil versus Johnny Punk.
Oh, this punk rocker is going to use his music to hypnotize people. And Daredevil doesn't like that, so he beats him up.
But Daredevil's a nice guy, and he gives him Twinkies.
But he doesn't eat.
He gives him whole spice.
And he doesn't eat the pie. So
there you go.
Okay.
They might be so good they'd overpower his super senses.
Yeah. But yeah. So they end the adventure, but there's a couple of those parasites still living. Dun,
yeah.
Dun, dun.
So here's something that got me thinking about Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
What if, like, because of all of his senses are heightened?
Mm-hmm.
What if he had to just like eat really bland food, like oatmeal, all the time, like because, you know what I mean?
Or if he eats really, I don't know, or maybe he enjoys the super deliciousness of food or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would that be? I don't know.
But so here's the thing: we've read ones where like Daredevil's like, man, this, like he's like in a sewer and like it just, it stinks.
Right.
That would be the worst.
Yeah.
Because it smells bad anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got the super senses. Ugh. It'd be gross.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you like? Maybe that's why he doesn't eat Twinkies.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
So
this is another goodie.
Yes, this is Fantastic Four number 257, and our last of our Fantastic Four stuff for a while. The story is Fragments, and it's written and drawn by John Byrne.
Very nice, very nice.
Galactus, again.
He's hungry, and he's about to die.
Yeah, death visits him.
Yeah. And he knows. And Galactus is 20 billion years old.
Yeah. He's a young pup.
Yeah. So he gets Nova as his new herald.
Yeah.
And she's fallen in love with him.
Nova was Johnny Storm's girlfriend, Frankie Ray. She had fire powers too, and then Galactus gave her the cosmic power. She volunteered.
Well.
And Johnny was super sad.
Yeah.
And so she finds for Galactus, because she's in love with him, she finds the long hidden from Galactus, the Skrull throne world.
Yeah.
And then she destroys the entire Skrull armada, and Galactus eats this planet.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, although Skrulls are mean and nasty, but you still don't want to see anybody annihilated like this.
Yeah. And they occupy many, many worlds, so it's not it's a blow to the Empire because that's their throne world. But yeah. And this leads into this is kind of the beginning of the story arc that would become the trial of Galactus. Or really it's the trial of Reed Richards. And well, I should lend you the trade of that.
So we jump to, I guess, New York City.
Yeah. And Johnny's moving out of the Baxter building to get his own apartment.
Yep. And he's got this girlfriend.
Yeah.
And this Sharon chick, who is her girlfriend. So
yeah,
she's a third wheel.
yeah. Sharon would
Or
later
fifth wheel.
fifth
Yeah.
wheel. Sharon had a crush on Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
and would later become. And don't ask me how it happened, but she also became a thing like Ben,
Wow.
and she actually was a member of the Fantastic Four for a time.
Mm-hmm.
This was during Walt Simonson's run, I believe, and then I think it was also at that time Ben was just Ben Grimm, and he would go on the adventures, but without powers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, how many times have we seen this happen? It was at least 3 or 4.
Where Ben loses his powers.
Or yeah,
It's the cosmic ray stuff. It's very unstable.
Mm-hmm. Does Reed lose his powers?
It's happened.
Has it?
Yeah, like in a few months, we'll be reading the classic story where the Fantastic Four lose their powers, and then Doctor Doom decides to attack them at that very time, and Daredevil leads them into battle against Doctor Doom.
That's gonna be awesome.
And a blind man shall lead them. It's a super classic.
Cool.
So a couple months down the road, but we'll get it.
So they are just fighting Annihilus, and
yeah.
The process they use to get out of the negative zone, negative zone, changes their costume. So they got a new look.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four, their costumes.
So they go into this deli, or diner rather.
Yeah.
And the waitress says, "Hey, you need to work up on your Fantastic Four knowledge. Your costume's not right."
Yeah.
And he lets it go, and at the very end, Johnny says, "Just for future reference," and he turns his finger on fire. I did get it right.
Yeah. She thought he was just kind of having a gag or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we find out Sue is pregnant again.
Yay! And they're going out and they're going to live in a suburbia.
Yeah, and they're going to try out actually having secret identities.
Mm-hmm.
And Franklin is in the hospital. They're visiting Franklin. Find out Sue's pregnant again.
And he seems to be doing better.
Yeah.
And Reed goes to fix the Vision.
Yeah, at the Avengers Mansion.
And then there's a big blow up, and where's Reed? And the comic book ends.
Right, and this leads into, I think, it's to do with Galactus and Doctor Doom and things, but so next we've got Fantasy Masterpieces #5. And this is a reprint book that Marvel put out in the Silver Age. This is reprinting mostly some Golden Age material. This reprints several stories from Captain America Comics #5.
Yeah, it's interesting. 2 of these are July 1941.
3.
Okay. And we are not in war yet. And America is really isolationist. And I think comics might be the only popular culture that really went against Nazis and the Japanese. Let's see, I think the first anti-Nazi movie was done by the Three Stooges.
Really?
The Nasty Spy.
Really?
Yeah, they're all 3 Jewish.
Oh, I know that. I haven't really watched.
I was surprised because the Jewish humor is supposed to be, you expect Woody Allen, be real sophisticated.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Jewish people in vaudeville.
Yeah.
And a lot of that humor is real stupid and dumb. But give the Three Stooges their due.
Okay. So the lead story is Captain America and the Ringmaster of Death from Captain America Comics #5. And it's written and illustrated by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon.
Are you serious?
This
really?
is Golden Age Jack Kirby. It's a far cry from his Silver Age stuff.
Yeah, man. He's got the ugly villains, though.
Yeah.
They are super ugly.
So this Ringmaster is the father of the Ringmaster in the Circus of Crime from later comics. The guy with the hypnotic top hat and stuff. That would fight Spider-Man and Daredevil.
His top hat doesn't do anything now.
But have a swastika on it.
It only has it in the first page.
Right, in the splash panel. But the whole plan, this circus of crime, they're fifth columnists. They want to help the Nazi cause, and they're by taking out like key,
generals and such like that. And he has this ring of death. What is it?
Wheel of death.
Wheel of death, yeah.
And he has people's pictures on it.
The prize is death.
Wouldn't you have a better plan than like randomly choosing who you're going to kill?
Yeah. Oh, and there's a skull with a swastika.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. Okay. Oh, Steve is in the army, of course, with Bucky, which is I really dislike kid sidekicks. I never really liked them, but I understand why they're there.
Yeah, I think they're fine. I think sidekicks are fine if they fight with the superhero. If they're not just like a professional victim, like getting kidnapped all the time, or if they're not like for laughs. Right. So Bucky is okay. The Crimson Avengers sidekick Wing is okay. Speedy's okay. Robin's okay. Those kind of sidekicks I'm okay with. But if you're Woozy Winks or Percival Pop Super Cop or any number of just.
What about China? Is it
or Doiby Dickles?
Who was Spirits? Is it?
Oh, Ebony White.
Ebony White, yeah.
Yeah, I like Ebony though.
Yeah, I do too. Don't like Pancake.
Pie Face.
Pie Face
from the Silver Age Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But he's great compared to Doiby Dickles, the Golden Age Green Lantern's sidekick. He's a short little cigar chomping guy with a derby, and he's stupid. But
the entire thing of Captain America being in the army and being a
like a klutz.
Regular soldier and klutz.
It's lame.
Yeah, and unworkable in real life.
Well, no, because Captain America, you would just he's a special agent. You would deploy him on certain missions.
Right.
He wouldn't be have a secret identity in the army.
Yeah,
it's stupid. So
and he wouldn't have a sidekick. And there's no way to have a little kid hanging around.
Yeah.
Well, although I guess in the 19th century they had drummer boys, and they would have it'd be like mascots.
Yeah,
but
not in World War.
Not in 20th century.
No, so it doesn't work. It just doesn't. But dynamic and lots of fighting. Cap fighting all these circus guys, and busting up this fifth column plot to assassinate key American figures. So yay.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is now we meet the Japanese.
Yeah, it's here we go. Captain America in the gruesome secrets of the Dragon of Doom.
Meet Captain Okada, Oriental Master of Evil.
Yeah, so it's Jack Kirby and Joe Simon still.
It's a heck of a plot.
Yeah, I'll let you.
The Japanese invent this huge dragon-shaped submarine that can hold real ships. It's
it's really enormous.
And it captures a patrol ship was sent out to look for it, which is kind of like the plot in the James Bond movie You Only Live Twice.
Which this precedes, but...
Yeah, by about 40 years. But it's ridiculous, but the monster looks cool. Captain Okada is after the Pacific Fleet, which happened in real life about a year later.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, a year and a half later.
Well, this is July of 1941. It's less than 6 months.
6 months, yeah. That's right. And it's a nefarious plan. They get... What they're trying to do is sneak some dynamite and awaken a volcano that will blow up and sink the fleet.
Which is kind of an oddly roundabout way to do anything.
Yeah.
Because with that kind of firepower, you could just, blow up the fleet.
Maybe. It takes a lot to sink a battleship.
But more than it takes or less than it takes to blow up a mountain?
It activate a volcano? If you put it in a certain place. I don't know.
There's stuff.
I'm not a volcanist.
Volcanist?
Yeah. Nice
Volcanology,
cutaway.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Nice cutaway of this ship.
Yeah, we get that. It's a full-page splash that just gives us a diagram of the insides of this dragon ship, which is pretty cool. And Captain America gets aboard and beats the crap out of a bunch of Japanese guys.
Yeah, who dressed like savages.
Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm. But, so they get away. The Japanese blow up the mountain, but Captain America warns the fleet. They get away, and I'm not sure what happens next. Why? There's this other little ship they sent out, and it blows up, and it.
Yeah, it's an odd plot. It's some of these are a little these Golden Age books are a little harder to follow.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, so these plots are kind of tricky to. You would think sometimes Golden Age plots are super thin and simple, but this is an example of wow, there's an awful lot going on in the story.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
Bucky thinks Captain America has died on the ship, and then he swears bloody revenge against the Japs.
Mm-hmm.
But then Cap's okay.
You dirty yellow devils.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. Okay. Man, but this is before we got into World War II.
Yeah, well, I mean, the writing must have been on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, yeah. You got to be stupid not to see it coming, but a lot of people were.
Well, sure.
But it's kind of cool. I don't know why he brought this General Haywood brought Captain and Bucky. Well, not to bring Bucky because he's attached to you, and brings him to Hawaii for some secret mission or something that I know could.
Somebody in Washington knows Steve Rogers and Bucky are Captain America and Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I think that I don't know that whole secret ID thing was just stupid.
And the Army and the Navy really hate each other. Supposedly, there's a story this Navy guy was planning a fake battle against the Soviets, and he kept calling the Soviets the enemy. And someone says, "The Soviets are not the enemy; they're the adversary. The Army is the enemy."
Wow.
And then and that's about true. Well, it's probably a couple of battles because of that.
So we've got a story. It is Mr. Gregory and the Ghost. No credit on the writer, probably Stan Lee. Art by Jack Kirby and Dick Ayers. And this is from Journey into Mystery number 75.
Yeah, 1961.
Yeah.
I was not born yet. Oh, actually, I was almost born. December.
Yeah. This miserly old guy, Mr. Gregory, he's in the business of building houses, but he uses shoddy material so he can, reap, bigger profits from it.
So he builds a really nice house, but it's haunted.
Yeah.
And he tries to fix it, and it doesn't get fixed, so he moves it, but the house is not haunted. The house is itself is the ghost.
Yeah.
There's no ghost in it.
I don't know how a house could be a ghost, but it's like the ghost of trees or something.
I don't know.
Something weird. It's kind of a stupid story, but nice art by Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
So,
as always.
Yeah. We've got the next story is The Thing from Dimension X, probably written by Stan Lee, art by Don Heck, and this is from Strange Tales number 80.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. It's aliens from Electra are destroyed by Mount Rushmore. The end.
That's all. Okay, you don't want to go any further than that.
I don't know.
There's a scientist that has this extra dimensional invention he creates, and the people he meets in this other dimension are evil, and they come to our world to conquer, and then Mount Rushmore stops them. The spirits of America, of American presidents, yes, really stop them from invading.
They couldn't have come to life, or could they?
It's really lame, actually.
Yeah.
Although the monsters look rad.
Their mouths surrounded by arms.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah.
So,
this is cool, though. This next story.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
It's called It Fell from the Flying Saucer. Probably written by Stan Lee, art by Jack Kirby and Dick Ayers. And this is from Tales to Astonish number 31.
1962.
This guy's hanging out on a park bench drawing, or he finds a pen that falls out of a flying saucer that nobody saw but him because they all were watching a parade.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds that this pen, he will turn anything that he draws into a reality.
That's kind of neat. But he does stupid stuff like
he puts himself on Mount Rushmore.
Makes a ship fly with wings.
And then he basically makes himself a king.
Yeah. brings Cleopatra, Julius Caesar, and Davy Crockett into the world, and which is I don't know. They could have gone more with that, but they just threw that away. But yeah, he makes himself a lot of money, makes himself a king, and his foolishness is he draws a flying saucer.
Because no one believes that's how he became king and how he got all this stuff. Sure, it was from a flying saucer. Sure, it was just like this. And he draws the flying saucer, and then it becomes real, and then the aliens take the pen away, and he loses everything that he had. Like it never happened.
Which is awful the best, but man, I would have done things differently.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but I'd have done things.
Yeah.
Oh.
So one last story here we've got. It's again from Captain America Comics number 5, Killers of the Bund, which is a strange word. What does that mean?
The American Bund movement was like America's stormtroopers or SA.
Okay.
It was this German American Bund. They were trying to, hey, we like Hitler, yay.
Okay. So they're fifth columnists, basically.
It was a real thing.
Yeah, and again, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby wrote and illustrated this story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, the Bund is going on beating up loyal German Americans.
Yeah.
And so Captain America gets mad about it and goes into Camp Reichland. This is a great name for a camp.
Yeah. Send your kids there. Summer camp, Camp Reichland.
And so he beats up all the Nazis.
Yeah.
Oh. And so we're talking about Baker Street Regulars. Now he's got his own Baker Street Regulars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
they're
Nice
the
collection.
Sentinels of Liberty.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
And here's Joseph Goebbels.
Yeah.
Very nice depiction of him. Man, he looks as sleazy as he did in real life.
Well, mission accomplished then.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
You got to remember, Jack Kirby was Jewish, so he definitely was not a Nazi sympathizer.
Right. Oh, they're just misunderstood.
Oh man.
And no. Not a bad fight. They're going to spray this sleep potion or sleep gas all over this town with these Stukas.
Okay.
Occasionally they're really well drawn, and sometimes they're really badly drawn. But
the thing about Kirby at this time, is his art's not so amazing, but it's really dynamic, and he was really fast, which was that's what established him, and it afforded him the time to work on his craft later. He got so much better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially the 60s
not
and
bad,
70s.
But, it's a nice fight. He fights one of the pilots on the wing of the plane and knocks him off.
Yeah.
So then all the other Germans, the loyal German Americans, come and beat the crap out of the Nazis.
Yay!
So happy ending.
Yeah. So we've got a couple issues of Ghost Manor from Charlton Comics, and these are your typical horror comics with the horror host that introduces stories.
Who is the horror host's name?
He is Mr. Bones. I had to look it up.
Oh, okay. It's never mentioned.
Right.
Not the greatest host, but
yeah. I mean, and Charlton were not the greatest comics, but they have a certain charm that I like about them, regardless.
Not a bad stories.
Yeah. Let's see. This first issue is Ghost Manor number 13. And the lead story is Seekers of Evil, written by Joe Gill, with art by Peter Morisi.
Baron Wolfgang von Brummen.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to be
like
a satanic genius, and
yeah, like mess around. He's like some kind of Satanist messing around with witchcraft or whatever.
He's got this village maiden.
Yeah.
He was really cute.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what he's going to do with her.
Yeah, but he's trying to conjure Satan or some crap.
So this old crone comes up and turns into a Black Panther and tells him to knock it off.
Yeah.
But does he listen? No.
Apparently there are real witches down in the town, and this guy's just like, hey,
And they don't play.
They don't play. And this guy's just playing, I guess. So,
they show him hell.
Yeah.
And I think he gives up.
Yeah, they scare him and his cronies away and whatever. There's a really cool panel of a dragon that's totally a Gil Kane swipe.
Huh.
That absolutely is that like how Gil Kane would draw a dragon. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere
This
else.
one?
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Looks kind of like the Hulk's
The Abomination.
the Abomination.
Yeah. So.
Oh well, the last thing said, well, dear reader, the moral of this little yarn is, if you're an amateur in evil, be careful you don't run into an old pro.
Wow.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah. So the next story is Doll in a Dungeon, written by Joe Gill, with art by Steve Ditko.
It's some country, I have no idea where.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's taken over by, what's his name? Jeju, Colonel Jeju. Colonels always causing problems.
Yeah.
It's not sure why. Generals have it well made, and captains don't have the power to do it. But colonels, they have a lot of power and ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Colonel Gaddafi, for one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
good call on that. Yeah.
So Colonel Jeju takes over this place, and it's a neat little story here. He's got these rich people, and he says, "Some of you are hiding money, so I'm going to kill you all." So they start fighting against each other and saying, "You got that diamonds hidden in your shirt, and you bury that gold in over here." So he finds out where the gold and diamonds are hidden. Okay. Pretty clever. Yeah. Diabolical, but clever.
Yeah.
So there's this, I don't know, witch doctor dude?
Yeah.
What's his name? Arkomi.
And he makes a voodoo doll out of Jeju or whatever, and uses it against him.
Yep. So Jeju has him killed, but he drops the doll in the.
And a rat starts eating it.
Yeah.
And then so Jeju is, being eaten alive by a rat, basically.
Yeah. And the last panel is end, and our narrator is smiling grimly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These aren't that great. But the third and... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's not bad.
I mean, it's nice to see Steve Ditko.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of stuff at Charlton. Because he had more freedom there, he felt. But he didn't create a lot of, characters there, so it's like, well, why'd you bother? The pay is crap at Charlton. But he was weird.
Oh, he liked to eat, I guess.
Yeah, but the last story in this issue is The Son and Heir, written by Joe Gill, with art by Joe Staton. We've seen ink some stuff a lot of stuff at DC, and he created a character called E-Man for Charlton, just short for Electron Man. Really cool. That's a really cool comic, actually. Okay. One of the few Charlton books that's like, hey, this is really good. So.
Oh, this couple adopts a kid, and the kid is it's a baby, and the baby is a son of druids. He's got the spirit of druids in him, so he's evil.
Yeah, and there's some really excellent drawing of evil stuff, like druids doing wicked rituals and things.
Yeah, they look like they're having fun to me.
Yeah.
So they're I don't know. It's an interesting story. It kind of ends meh. But so
I can't even remember what the whole problem was. They're like, is the kid evil or not? Was that
well? But there's this dilapidated castle where all the evil's coming from. So he goes and burns the castle. And,
the father does.
Yeah, and it's solved.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then their son is fine after that. Breaks the curse or the spell or whatever.
Yep.
The spell of the druids. Yeah. Kind of weak.
Yeah.
So one more issue, and then we'll call it good for today. But we've got Ghost Manor number 16. And the lead story is Where Evil Dwells, written by Joe Gill, and art by Charles Nicholas and Vince Alicia.
Okay. A crook runs into a house. He just killed a guy, and he's trying to get away, and he meets this some kind of creature.
Yeah.
He's got hair on his face and glowing red eyes.
Yeah.
And there's other guys there too, so they take him down and
they hide him from the cops.
And he's disappeared, and cops can't find him, and they burn the house down. And I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah. Oh, Satan's. Well, next one.
Yeah.
All right, Satan's Pool.
Yeah, and this is written again by Joe Gill, with real nice art by Pat Boyette.
And it's landscaped.
What do you mean? Oh, they turned it on its side.
Yeah.
Which is unusual. You don't see a lot of that, but yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I remember Pat Boyette He worked on what was that? That sword and sorcery book with the guy Claw.
Mm-hmm.
He did some work on Claw with Ernie Chan.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, we got Leela and Jeff Menton scuba diving.
Uh-huh.
And Jeff is handsome and great because
why not?
Anybody named Jeff is.
Oh, of course. Right.
Leela gets attacked by some kind of merman. And they meet this some kind of race beneath the sea where they're evil because they wear cravats. And it's, and he wants to turn into his girlfriend.
That's so funny. A cravat is a sure sign of evil.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, and she's like, doesn't want to be.
Alright, and Jeff comes down, saves the day with a spear gun.
Yeah. But the girlfriend now, she can live on land and water. Mm-hmm. She swims a lot now.
Yep, and that's the end of the story. Yay!
These are they kind of suck.
Yeah, Helping Hand.
Yeah, this is another one. Joe Gill wrote it. Steve Ditko on art. Yeah. There's a plus.
Yeah, here's another guy on the run, criminal. Man, the weirdest things happen to criminals on the run.
I know.
He meets this guy, Pete LaJoie.
He's like a Creole in the swamp, and Pete LaJoie, he's just some slimy swamp guy.
So they're hiding out from the cops, and let's see, Hanson, the criminal, has this money, and Pete wants it, so he knocks him into this quicksand.
Yeah.
And takes the money, but the money is marked, so he gets caught by the police, but he runs away. And the dogs are chasing him. He's running across the quicksand where he sent Hanson, and the arm comes up and grabs him and kills him.
Yeah. It's one of those typical, you murdered me, but my corpse will get revenge thing. You know, back in the 50s, EC Comics did, every story was like that pretty much. Mm-hmm. You're like, I'll kill my spouse for the insurance money, but then their ghoul comes back and kills me after I've been enjoying the good life for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know, these are really tame imitations, really pale.
Yeah, they're fairly old, right?
I mean, this is from the 70s, yeah.
Yeah. It's just...
Gosh, if it wasn't for the Ditko art, I mean, some of the art on these is really cool, but the stories are just kind of blah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't regret the time spent reading them, but
no.
Yeah, but I don't know how we...
I mean, Charlton was a third-rate company. They were really junk dealers as far as comics are concerned.
It's sad. I mean...
And we'll talk about Charlton more in depth as we go on, but...
Is it that hard to make quality?
That wasn't their goal. They were just putting out comics. And
they could have done... They could have had something really good.
And here and there, they did have some very good titles. But it was almost like they happened by accident. Because a lot of their comics are just really extremely mediocre at best. And the Charlton Comics story is actually a very interesting one, and we will talk about it a different time.
Okay.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been Comic Reflections. Thank you for listening.